What's happening? What's happening? Getting set up for Nuru. Got Nuru today, legend. Yes. Setting up for Nuru. Got Nuru today, 2 o'clock. That's who's playing in the background. Live concert from 2019. Super dope. What's up, David? Thank you for joining, brother. Miss you, man. Nuru, living legend, man. He's a beast in the game. He's keeping it cultural. Check out his Thursday Night Live every Thursday.
All right.
It's dope.
Let's change the pace a little bit. I wanted to do more, but I won't complain. Ready? Yeah, I'm 18 now, yeah, baby. You got no room, you go through. Who you say, look, how do you find it, one? Don't you get my now? That's all I do. Yeah, I'm 18 now,
We got Nuru.
Who you say, look, how do you find it, one? Don't you get my now? That's all I do.
We got Nuru Ellis coming up. You can check him out every Thursday. He's keeping it cultural every Thursday. Thursday Night Live with Nuru and Garifuna Heartbeat. Dope, super dope. That's Nuru in the background playing. Thank you for joining. We have Nuru can also catch him every Thursday Night Live, where he's just bringing that cultural sound to Facebook. Please check him out. We got Nuru. Man's been in the game for a while, over 20 years. I'm gonna call him a living legend. You can also check out his Thursday night lives. Live from Belize, pure cultural sound with the Griffin and a heartbeat. He's been doing it a while, and you can tell. Oh, Bub, what's up, bro? Welcome. Now that's a real legend right there. Another one. Brother David, what's up? Welcome to each and every one of you to another Flo30 event with Garifuna artist Nuru. Hey. Welcome everybody. What's going on, Bootsy? Nuru Ellis. Yes. Welcome to everybody. Appreciate you. Nuru. You can catch this every Thursday night. Every Thursday night you can catch this live on Facebook. Nuru Ellis. What's going on, Whitney? Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Welcome to another Flo30. Be interviewing Nuru, living legend.
I like to say good night to everybody.
Man's been in the game for a while. You can catch him every Thursday night with Griffin and a heartbeat.
Belize, it don't matter. Nicaragua, St. Vincent, at the same at one point.
Yes.
At the end of the day, we are one people. It doesn't matter what people.
Nuru. What's going on? No, turn it the other way, man. You sideways. You had it right. You had it the right way the other time. The other way.
The other way.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Oh man, you went to the left now or to the right. There you go.
Upside down.
No, that's
I gotta fix this. Hold on.
That's sideways right there.
Let me fix this.
You're still sideways, bro. You're to the left.
All right, let me rejoin. Hold on. Let me rejoin.
All right.
Let me rejoin. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, ready? Let's go. I'm ready now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Little technical difficulties, but we gonna get it.
One more time.
Aha.
There you go.
All right, I'm here now.
What's going on, family?
Man, right here, man. Just enjoying the nice weather today.
Oh, it's beautiful out there today.
It's pretty nice and cool today.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I really appreciate you taking the time to join me, man, and talk today. I really appreciate it.
No problem, man. No problem. I'm trying to fix this thing to hold the damn phone and everything.
You got a lot going on.
All right. Let me see if I got it. All right. I think I'm good.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. So what's going on with you, man? What's good?
Nothing much. Just, everyday work, non-stop grinding, trying to organize things, making things work for us here. It's not an easy road, but we're gonna make it work. You know what I mean?
I hear you, man. I hear you. How you dealing with this COVID?
COVID is rough.
How you dealing with the COVID situation?
COVID is rough, man.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, man. I'm sure it is.
It's a once in a lifetime experience, you know what I mean? But we gotta do what we gotta do. I mean, we gotta try to survive, right?
Right, right. So, man, give us a little bit of your background. I know you've been in the game for a long time, over 20 years. I consider you a legend in this game. I know you've performed with various artists, man. Let's go into what got you started in music, man.
I think my grandmother did.
Okay. Okay.
My grandmother was the mother of the late Marasa, the late Machete.
Okay. Wow.
That's my great grandmother.
Okay.
She basically raised me since I was a little kid, because my grandmother had passed away in Hurricane Hati.
Okay.
So when she passed away, my grandmother basically, when I was born, I mean, I guess she just started to play the role of a grandma. But she was a great grandma, not a grandma. But we, as kids growing up, we look at grandmas as grandma. It doesn't matter if it's great,
right,
second, exactly. Third, fourth. It doesn't.
That's right. That's right.
It don't matter, So that was my grandmother, and she was always tugging me around as a kid. Mm-hmm. Wherever she went, I was like her side hand, her other feet. And wherever she went, I was with her. So this lady was all into culture. I guess I had no choice. It was just by design.
Gotcha. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned before, you've been performing for a while. Can you name some of the artists that you performed with?
Which one can I not name?
Okay, that's a good thing, right?
I basically have been playing since I was 17. That was 19. I started to play like professionally in 1993. I was playing with Sound City, and after that, I stayed there for like 3 years, and then I moved on to play with Garifuna Kids for a while, and then we moved on from Garifuna Kids, and we became Garifuna Legacy.
Okay.
After becoming Garifuna Legacy, we basically recorded one album when I was there, and then
Okay.
I had to leave because I think I was starting to become too grown.
Okay. Okay.
With maturity comes change, and I was seeing whereas there was a couple of things that I could have done for myself, and I realized that what we did need more artists, and that direction, it was a good direction, but I also saw there's a hole, and I wanted to change direction a little bit, and I moved to LA, and I started playing with it was Ibayani then.
Okay.
And when I got there, Ibayani was a pretty good band. I mean, I love their style. I love everything that they were doing. But I thought that there could have been more again, because I wanted to explore different waters. I wanted to go over uncharted waters. So we changed the name from Garifuna and from Ibayani to Punta Cartel.
Okay.
Why? It's because we were living in a Latin environment. So I saw whereas we had to change it to fit. You know what I mean? It's all about business at the end of the day. So we have to make sure that we were able to mix in with the community that we were in. So we went from Ibayani to Punta Cartel, and we recorded an album called Mete Isaka. I mean, everybody can go on the line and you can look for it. But again, the reality is, when it comes to shady business, I'm gonna be gone. You know what I mean? If you don't do business right, I'm gone. I'm not gonna stay there, because I know for a fact that whatever you do when you have the energy might affect you when you don't have the energy. You know, so I had to move on from there because the business wasn't right. I mean, the album came out, none of us got paid, and that wasn't good.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I did my research years afterwards, and I changed the game, and I copyrighted the album. You know what I mean? Published the album, did everything that I had to do in order for me to regain what was rightfully mine, as well as the rest of the musicians who were playing.
So let me ask you a question real quick. You mentioned the term copyright. Was copyright wasn't big back then?
Well, it wasn't that it wasn't big. Is that the way how it was being done? Most of the stuff back then was mailed in. You know what I mean? And then with the online copyright, to me, was far more effective, and you definitely got a response. You was not sure if you was gonna get a copyright back then. A letter. I mean, things do happen. People do move. You know what I mean? And if you change your address, then you're not gonna get that letter. You're not gonna know. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I came to Belize, and I met this guy, Dalvin White, aka Big Riff, and I believe in giving credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? We sat down for a couple of years and we did our research, and hey, we did what we had to do in order for us to get whatever we had to get to make sure that, you know what I mean, all the stuff is done right. And ever since I did that, I changed the movement. I mean, there were people who were outrightly making it their business to eat off what we were doing, and it was not fair. You know what I mean? I decided to come home because I realized that, you know what? You're out there, you got the big name, but where's the book? You know what I mean? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense to got a big name and be broke. I don't like that kind of vibe.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be popular and then not be able to sustain myself, sustain my family. It didn't make no sense. So I changed profession, and I decided that I was gonna come teach, because I was a teacher first. I started to teach when I was 15, and then I said, you know what? While I was living in the States, of course, I was doing some classes. I went to the NIT. I was doing electrical for a while. I could have stayed there if I wanted to, because I was pretty good at it. You know, I mean, we had basically like 70-something people in our class that only 3 of us graduated.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So, so I know that, you know what I mean? I know my little cajon over here have a little bit of potential.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's basically I was doing that, and while I was in New York, I was doing a lot of vocal work. I was doing a lot of vocal work with James Lavelle, and
Okay.
he introduced me to this vocal coach Mukwazi. She was at Hunter College back then, so I was young, had nothing to do, and I thought that, you know what, for me to become what I want to be, I have to be able to put myself in a position to become what I
Right.
wanted to be.
Right.
And nobody knew I was doing all this stuff because I kept it to myself. I realized that I had to improve my skill in order for me to be able to teach somebody else. So when I
Right.
got to Belize, I got the job. I became the choir master for the school for like 5 years. And
Okay.
we had the first, well, I think my choir was one of the best choirs.
Of course.
Because you know what I mean, I basically had the ability to be able to train a lot of young people. You know what I mean? I
Right.
thought that it was very important for me to work with the females. So
Okay.
I did my best to try and educate the females as much as I can. And because I realized that was lacking in our music, we didn't have enough girls doing backup. We didn't have
Yeah.
enough girls in the front. I mean, and to me, the music is not gonna go nowhere if we don't have females. And the only sad part of it that it wasn't mandatory for them to be singing in Garifuna because we're in a high school. Um,
Okay.
it was bad, but in a way it was good because at the end of the day, life is what it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
It says, "What's your favorite part of being part of Garifuna Legacy in the '90s?" Um, to be honest, is the musicianship. That was one of the best experience in my life when it comes to guys who really wanted to be perfectionists when it came to us being able to play and deliver. I like the fact that whenever the guys played, we played with our heart and soul. We never did like try to hold back. And when it
Right.
was time for performances, I had chronic disc issues, and nobody would know that I had chronic disc issues because I would go get massaged on Friday and Saturday I'm on stage and nobody knew what was going on.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I got injured as a kid playing soccer, and in Belize, you don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody knew. I just kept it to myself because, I mean, realized that the ability for you to get touched in Belize when it comes to your spine, nah,
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah.
about to do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
You know? So I endured the pain. I endured the pain, and I was like, you know what, Nuru? Nobody got to know. And then one day we were actually performing, and I flew off the stage because me and Coco was like basically the stunt specialist. We used to do a lot of crazy stuff.
Okay.
And I flew off the stage and I couldn't get up, but nobody knew.
Oh wow. Wow.
Nobody knew. You know what I mean?
Wow.
All I had to do was flip myself back up, and I was like, Eddie, you got to take over because my back just kicked out. You know what I mean? And
Wow.
he's like, all right, no problem. Nobody knew. I just went to the back. I got some heat on my back, and I came back, and yo, it was what it was, man. And then
How
I
long?
went
How
to
long did you? How long did you walk around with that pain?
for like at least 7 years.
Wow.
At least 7 years.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
I moved to LA. When I moved to LA, I met this doctor, Dr. Paz. And Dr. Paz, man, that man, I got to give my hat off to him, man. I was
Okay.
taking deep tissue therapy for at least a good year. I
Mm.
mean, it cost a lot of money, guys, but you know, we had to do what we had to do. And now I can walk again. I don't feel no pains in my leg anymore. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I'm doing what I got to do. And I still wear a brace now and again if I have to, especially if I have to carry the guitar for a while.
Right.
But I just wear the brace just because I don't want the show to stop. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
I realize that we're vessels, so we gotta do what we have to do. You know?
So it's just that passion. That passion for the music just
Yeah,
drove you.
yeah.
Gotcha.
You know what I
That's
mean?
what's up,
So
man.
and now it's like what? It's like almost 30 years into the business now.
Okay. Okay.
30
Okay.
years, and then still pushing, doing what we have to do. I mean, COVID really, really and truly came and brought the best out of me another way because I had to
Okay.
become very innovative. I had to become more of an independent artist more than anything else.
Right.
And it is what it is. I mean, I haven't been working for the past like whew, Heartbeat was formed like 5 years ago. and
Right.
Garif and the Heartbeat is my band. It's my group.
Uh-huh.
And ever since COVID, Heartbeat hasn't been playing. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
We only play on Thursday because we have to create an environment for that to happen. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
It's a beautiful
that's
thing, though, man. Don't knock it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
of
Don't knock
course. I mean, it's one in a lifetime. You know, there's not
it.
gonna be
Right.
another Garif and the Heartbeat.
Right. 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 Exactly. And listen, let's talk about the Heartbeat. The Heartbeat are members of your family, right?
Yes. Garif and the Heartbeat originally was all family.
Okay.
All of them were family. Um, and then of course everybody they didn't see as with everything. I think people, if you don't have the passion or if you don't have the vision, you won't be able to understand what the cause is.
Right.
I have always been a musician, not to get rich, but to be able to sustain. You know what I mean? And the band was getting very popular, and the guys thought that they needed to get paid more.
Okay.
I respected that, but the reality of the fact is, if you don't have material, if you don't have an album out, nobody's not gonna pay you for just coming to play.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I believe that if I was gonna do a performance, I was the first one who decided to start amplifying the drums. I believe that without the drums being amplified, you were always gonna be crowded by people, and it was always a push and shove. I'm not saying I'm phobia, like I have any phobia, but as a musician, you got to protect yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? People get hyped. Next thing you know, bottles are being thrown.
Wow.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? A lot of
Yeah.
crazy stuff happening. So I was like, you know what? I saw what was happening when I was in the States. And I said, you know what, Nuru? Let's see if we can actually elevate the game. You know what I mean? And I changed that. I started to play, and I made sure, from Sound City time, I was a guy who believed in good sound. So I tried my best to do everything and anything to learn about sound. You know what I mean? I wish I had the money to go to engineering school, but I was lucky enough that I met Fortune Ortega. I met Jamaica. These are guys who lived in the studio, and they was like, Nuru, you know what? You don't got to go to school for this. Come, we'll teach you. If you really want to learn, come. You know what I mean? And when I got to Belize, I ended up, working with Alobando as well. And I mean, I always believe that it's good to give props where props is due, because these guys really, really and truly, they made it easier for me. And with a little bit of experimentation, I realized that, you know what, I could get the sound I want.
Right.
And believe you me, man, the best sounding band to me is Garif and the Heartbeat. When we got everything locked, it's nothing to play with, man.
Right. Your drummers ain't no joke. How old are they?
I mean, and you would never know that if the drums weren't amplified, would you?
Yeah. How old are they, though?
Well, these guys are young. We have just, the oldest is right now is like 24.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But what I did with them, I took time and I explained to them, and I showed them, and I had them rehearse the patterns of playing. Okay. So once they understand the patterns, of course, you have stamina once you got good patterns, so you ain't got to worry about that. You know what I mean? Somebody's asking, let me see this question right here.
Well, there's a question is, would you consider a Garifuna Legacy reunion?
What are we waiting for?
All right, they're gonna ask me a question.
You know what I mean? What are you waiting for? I have, look, in me right now, I think I have another 5 good years of travel.
Okay.
I'm 45 right now. Nobody knew that. I don't look it, but I am.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I have a next 5 good years of traveling, whereas I know the output and the performances would be way better, because vocally, I think all of us are on a whole different level. Okay. Maturity-wise, we have grown, and everybody understand the purpose of what we're doing now. Right. So I don't think it would keep us in any way, shape, or form incapable. Okay. We are capable of making it work. And I know for a fact that our fan base is huge. You know what I mean? I think that right now, one of the reasons why I put Garif and the Heartbeat together is because I realized I needed a more mature following. I like the kids. I love it. I love the young people, but let's talk about finance. Young people don't got money.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I'm looking at the more mature people who are going to come out the spending power. That's my focus. My focus is the
Right.
spending power, because if you don't go to the spending power, how are you going to sustain yourself years to come?
Yeah, you
You know
got
what I
to eat.
mean? I'm a businessman as well as I'm a dad. I'm a husband and all that stuff in one, and I'm a musician. So I got to
Right.
be able to do what I got to do to sustain myself, sustain my kids. My kids are pretty young. You know what I mean? They still got college to go. They still got a lot of things that they want to accomplish. You know what I mean?
Right.
So somebody said, thank you. Thank you for keeping us entertained in this COVID-19 era. Highly appreciated.
Yeah.
No problem, man. You know what I mean? And the crazy part of it is that it's funny because I made an investment before COVID.
Right.
You know what I mean? I made an investment before COVID because I wanted the band to be independent. First, I wanted to be able to give the guys more money. So
Mhm.
I invested in equipment. And right as I invested in equipment, man, COVID came in. Boom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I ended up with a credit card bill that is not easy to pay. But, you know, I'm trying my best. You know what I mean? I'm trying my best to, you know, keep my credit up there because I know the importance of it. I mean,
Yes,
a
sir.
lot of people out there, they might wonder, but why Nuru keep on saying donate, donate? Man, the credit card bill got to get paid.
Yeah, right. Well, you got your credit card bill, you got your light bill for all that.
I got my light
but-
bill.
Yeah,
You know what I
get it.
mean?
I get it.
So it's crazy, but at the end of the day, I look at life as a journey. You know what I mean? And we gotta keep on doing what we gotta do, regardless of what. I mean, every day is not gonna be the same day. We do have separations, we have
Right.
ups and downs, but hey, you know what I mean? It's all about making it work. That's the most important thing for me. You know what I mean? Let's see how we could empower the young people of tomorrow. That's how I look at it. I mean,
Come
and
on,
if I could be an inspiration for 10, 30, 40, 1,000, 10,000, I don't mind being an inspiration. I mean, even if I have to sacrifice my life to do it, I don't mind. Because I can see whereas 10 years from now, the music is going to change. Technology is going to change. The
Right.
support is going to be different. The appreciation is going to be different. Everything is going to be different. So we have to do whatever we have to do. Like I always tell people, I mean, a lot of people don't give credit, but I don't mind. Because a lot of sometimes it's not how it's said. It's not what is said, it's how it's said. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's how I look at it. My I'm John say I'm 20.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up, John. I said, don't give him no more than what he have.
Don't give me age, bro. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, man. You know, we just gotta look at the bigger picture, man. We're trying to see how we can it's Alabama trying to call me. I can't pick up right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not an easy thing to do, but we have to do what we have to do because we have to look at the bigger picture. We gotta look at tomorrow, and
Right.
I'm definitely trying to work on tomorrow. Today, I mean, I had a discussion this morning with Al, and me and Al was talking, and he was like, "Nuru, it's amazing how we lost almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We lost 10 years that we could have actually documented. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it is what it is, and what can we do? We can't really do anything about it. You know?
Yeah.
So we are where we are, and we'll do what we have to do in order for it to work out for us. And
Well, you know, it's
we have
still
to make
not.
sure we capitalize on the next couple of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's still not too late. You still got time.
You're muted.
Who, me? That's you.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hold on. What the hell?
Can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
You hear me now?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you. Hold on a second. It's because I think my wife opened the car and my Bluetooth is on in the car.
Oh, gotcha.
Hold on a second. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I guess I got to get back into the meeting. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. I'll call me back.
All right.
All right.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I usually have my phone on in the truck. So when I leave my Bluetooth on.
Saying that you did an excellent. They like the way you did an excellent job on Ideal Castillo album, Lirada.
Oh yeah. I had the opportunity to work with Ideal, and I believe that sometimes some people, they don't get the respect that they deserve. And if I could make it happen, I will make it happen. That's just how I am.
Right.
I'm not a selfish musician in any kind of way. I will not be the kind of guy who will not give you my 100 just because I don't want you to become somebody, or I'm not gonna work with you just for your money. I don't do that.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I believe that whatever I do is a clear representation of who I am as a person.
Okay.
A lot of people don't understand that if you want a good album, you got to budget for it. You know?
Very true.
And I was fortunate at that time to be at the peak of my recording sessions. I had a good computer. I had everything that I needed in order for me to be able to help anybody else, because that's the same time I did the experiment. The experiment was already out as well.
Okay.
And I was ready to go and ready to make it work. So Ideal called me and was like, Nuru, man, how much are you gonna charge me to do my album? And I said, man, let's work it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't believe that I'm gonna, it's not a thing whereas it's about money. You know what I mean? It's about giving you something. It's like giving you a ticket. I really needed to be able to give him a ticket.
Gotcha.
And he had a style. I had a style. He wanted a sound. I knew exactly what he wanted. And I just steered him in the direction that he needed to go. And that album was done in 1 week, man.
Really?
1 week.
Wow. That album is nice.
Yeah, that was done in 1 week. I got there on a Sunday and I flew back out on a Sunday.
Wow. Wow. That album was
1 week.
I interviewed him. He was like my first or second interview, but man, that album was dope.
Yep.
That album was dope.
I took my time. I mixed that album. I recorded and mixed the album in 1 week.
Wow.
Straight up.
Wow.
I would go to sleep like 4 o'clock in the morning, get up by 7, and I go back to sleep again another day, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's how it went.
Wow, man.
All day grind, all day grind. I would just stop like an hour to get something to eat, back again. You know what I mean? Because he was working, so I didn't want to waste his time. You know what I mean? I had to make sure that whenever he came, I was ready for him. You know what I mean? And I wanted him to take his rest because he had to go to work. So I did it in his house. We did that in Tampa.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nice.
Nobody knew.
Wait for me. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. We did that whole album in Tampa in 1 week. And Laura was like, Nuru, I don't know where you came from or who you are, but you just did some magic here, man.
Wow. Awesome, man. That is awesome.
You know? But the thing is, like I said, it was all about the investment. You know what I mean? When I came home to Belize, 2007, 2007, 2008, we had a hurricane. And I had my first eye surgery. And the hurricane took everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, everything went in the hurricane. And I was like, yo, that was like a big blow to me. Because I had a lot of stuff. Material, man, I would have been on top of the game, like a whole different level right now. But like I say, it is what it is, and then it's always been a struggle, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we're doing what we have to do. Don't worry about it. 2020, 22, 23, 24. The moment COVID is over, I'm telling you.
Yeah, right. What's your favorite? What's your favorite line? Thing set.
These things set. I see my classmate online. Hi Don, it's my primary school classmate. How you doing?
Awesome. So hey, when is the next Nuru album going to drop?
Well, the next Nuru album is called Oily. In other words, Gadile.
Okay.
It's gonna be Nuru and Gadif in a heartbeat. Right now, like I said, nothing is for free. So we still have to, we've been trying to do some live recordings and try to get a vibe. And of course, it boils down to the fact that we have to have money to get it done.
Right, right.
I've been trying to buy equipment so we could get that real live vibe going.
Right.
I don't want to do a studio recording anymore. I want that hardcore vibe that you listening to it in your house is like you with me.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of vibe I want. I pay attention to a lot of things and I realize that the ones that make the hits are the ones that actually do a live recording it. You can edit it afterwards, but you have to have that feeling. And if you don't have that feeling, then it's going to be very, very sort of kind of you just start sounding like a studio. I don't want to sound like a studio. I want to sound like something that when you're listening to it in your house, you can get up in the morning on a Saturday on the worst day and pop it in. And you know what? I changed my mood right away. I could wash, I could clean, I could do whatever I want. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of vibe I want. And in order for me to do it, you know what I mean? Again, it's an investment, not for myself. I don't look at it for myself, but I look at it for, it's like setting a trend. We got to keep on setting trends.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to see if I could come with something totally different and yet still sound good, you know what I mean? And being able to deliver it properly. It's not an easy task, but my budget for my album right now, I'm trying to see if I can come up with at least $10,000, which is cheap.
Right.
You know what I mean? To do my album, because I want proper distribution. I want good artwork. I want excellent sound. I want everything. But like we all know, if you don't invest in the project, it ain't gonna go nowhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I have to make sure that when the album is done, you know what I mean, we have to make sure that we do a distribution on a high level.
Right.
We advertise, we promote, and the album is not as cheap as the advertisement part.
Right.
I mean, if you want to promote an album and you want everybody to hear it, you got to spend money.
Oh yeah, marketing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, marketing is very important. So I got to make sure that I put that together. And I don't want another regular album. I want an album it's a banger. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have done a lot of albums before, and I don't know if it's not what people like. Because, you know what I mean, I don't make music for myself, I make music for people.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I gotta make sure that if I'm gonna be an example to the young people, you gotta come good.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta change the trend, you gotta change the sound, you gotta change the look. All that stuff gotta, come into play. And that's one of the reasons I haven't done any videos lately. I have a lot of songs. I got seven to eight albums.
Okay.
And out of the 7 to 8 albums, I only got like 4 videos. The reason why is because I didn't like the quality.
Okay. Okay.
But now that we have all this 4K, 5K stuff,
Yeah.
I'm ready to roll now. You know what I mean? COVID just exposed me to a lot of different new things, and I'm happy about it. So we're gonna be kicking, man. I mean, the next album, hopefully, I wanted to do it for the Easter, even if I just do one song.
Right.
If I get one single out, one video out, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And after that, we build on the rest. So by the time COVID is finished, I could actually take my guys, I could take my guys touring at least. I could take them to the US, take them to Europe, you know what I mean?
Right.
Take them to Japan. I want them to be able to, we playing raw. We're not playing, there's nothing that we use. The only thing that is electronic is the guitar and the bass.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? And I don't think I could find an acoustic guitar that I could mic up properly on the stage without it feedback, giving a good feedback.
Right.
And I don't think there's an acoustic bass that I could mic up without it giving me a feedback.
Right.
So those two we have to work on.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We have to work with the electric guitar. We have to work with the electric bass. That's for sure.
Right.
If you all paid attention to the show last week, Thursday, that's the concept I wanted. There's only one part that's missing, and is the other vocal. I wanted to be able to have like enough good back vocals. I want to have the caracol, the guitar plays parts, and that's my vision. I want the thing to be real. I respect the keyboard players and all. I mean, I give all these guys their respect because they're damn good at it. Mm-hmm. But that's not the sound I want. I want that raw song.
Yeah, I interviewed Andy Ordonez, and we talked about that. We talked about the sound, and he broke it down for me, and he was saying that the new punta that's being played right now with all the instruments, he's calling that commercial punta. Yeah. And as for the punta that you're doing, and that I'm used to, is traditional.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the fact that, you see, the thing is, like, I'll go back to it again. The thing is, back then, traditional wasn't amplified. It
Right.
was kept raw. But now, traditional is being amplified.
Okay.
This how we dance punta. Yeah, man, I remember that song. You know what I mean? So I want to be able to have the world feel what we feel,
Okay.
enjoy what we enjoy without all the mechanical stuff. You know
So
what I
in
mean?
other words, for you, it's important to keep the ancestors happy.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? We gotta. I mean, we can't sell ourselves short. We can't have them think that it's all electronic, and they had to have. It had to come from somewhere.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And if we could take you through that journey with us and have you understand where we're coming from, then I think it's another side of the story that you know what I mean is gonna be heavily appreciated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a different appreciation for the music.
Right.
Different
Right.
appreciation for the music. So let me ask
So
you a
that's
question. Which one of those albums that you've done is would you say is your best work?
I don't to say that I would say I like. You know what I mean? To say that one of them is better than the other one, to me, my first album is the best album to me.
Okay.
History of Our Roots, to me, was my best album. And
And
that's
why?
because
Okay.
that was my first album. I was hungry.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You know, I was topo. You know, I was hungry.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that, you know, I made a statement. That was a statement album. I wanted to come with a different sound, different vibe. Everything had to be different on the album. I didn't even want to sound like anybody else. That's
Okay.
just me. I mean, I was playing with Legacy and I was trying my best not to sound like Legacy in any in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, I wanted my own sound, you know. So I thought that was, and I mean, I was running with Steve Benedict at that time, from Dijon Entertainment, and my compadre, you know what I mean, Jason Diego, and they saw the potential and they was like, yo man, let's put this together. We see where you want to go with this. And then Lace came in and Lace was like, Nuru, you're the singer, man. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. Say you're the one who really sing.
Right.
You know what I mean? He says Eddie and Coco, they've been there, they got their thing, but you're the singer.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? With all you all together, you all are entertainers. That's what makes it work. He said, but you could do way better than what you're doing. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, then, you know what I mean? Let's do it. I was ready to open up, but you can't just do things like that when you're in a group. You know what I mean? You have to take yourself aside and have people understand what you are, what you can do, what's your potential, you know?
Right.
And that's what happened. And then I had Martha from Martha and Carla from what's his name? I forgot their dad's name, but Ferming's daughters.
Okay.
Ferming Arzu's daughters. And then I had Margie Alvarez, who had a cute voice as well. Her and Jamie. This, and I was like, you know what? That's the sound I want. You know what I mean? And I had them girls come in, and they were not trained singers, but I guess that's where my ability to train people come in. You know what I mean? I was able to really push them. You know what I mean? And excuse me, we ended up with a damn good sounding album, man. And then when we were done, I took it to Digital Sound Studio. That was in the Bronx. No, I went everywhere else other than where people would go.
Right. Had to be different.
I just had to be different, you know what I mean? And I went to Digital Sound, and I met this guy, Jamike. Jamike was Bob Marley's. He was one of Bob Marley's engineers when he was young.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he was like, Nuru, man, he said, I want you to jump on some rhythms. But at that time, reggae wasn't my thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Reggae wasn't my thing at that time. I really wanted to stay as cultural as possible. And he's like, you know, you could do some good reggae covers if you want, man. You got the voice. You know what I mean? Your enunciation is good. Your delivery is good. And I was like, yeah, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be accepted by that community. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to compete with them because I respect them. And I respect people as much as I want them to respect me. And then I went to him. I had this song called Daddy. And I went to him and I was like, yo, I got this song. He's like, no, this song is a hit, but I can't help you with it because I already knew it's going to be problems.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I was like, okay. I mean, I understand that. So I went to LA and I met this guy guy from Salvador, Marco. He was a teeth specialist. He used to make teeth. He used to make them,
Wow.
make
Okay.
teeth, and for people who don't, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, Nuru, man, let's do the recording. I was like, shh, no problem. So I would stay at his place and I would do the recording. And whenever he had a delivery, I would just do the delivery. So it became like a workplace for me. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And I brought out that along with Front Street. And then I brought out Gurasso. I brought out Love That Is Bought. That was the Experiment album.
Okay.
Man, that album was an emotional album for me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because the Experiment was straight up and down exactly what it's called, an experiment.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Everything on the album was different.
Okay.
I had people rapping on Gunje. I had you know what I mean? I had reggae songs going, and I tried to get like the right licks going. And there's this guy Gomez. He listened to the song. He's like, you know what? No, I got a Sly Dunbar CD. You could probably use it. I was like, what is Sly Dunbar? I said, come man. He was the one who actually built my computer for me. And I said, look, take this Sly Dunbar and you use it. And you just, I didn't know about syncing audio and all that stuff. I had no clue. I had to learn to do all that stuff. So it was an experiment. You know what I mean, man? Right now, I think in my collection, I should have at least 10 good reggae songs that if I would really find somebody to say, no, let's do it, I know I could have a hit album. You know what I mean? A hit reggae album that I could put out there that would compete with the rest of the world. That's just how I feel, especially now at this age, vocally. My abilities vocally is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, I'm playing right now and I'm wondering what the hell am I playing in these chords for, you know?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I need to be flying high up there and stuff. So,
There you go.
I mean, and I know it's not gonna last forever, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna utilize it between now until when the father up top decide that he don't want me to sing anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, you know,
So,
they say when we get older, we age like wine, you know, so things are supposed to get better. So, you know, maybe
I know it gets turned like fine wine, right?
That's what they say, you know. Yeah.
So we gotta do what we gotta do, man.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate your time, man. I really appreciate the conversation.
No problem, man.
But do you have a date? Well, you said you're still working as far as the new album. Financially, you're working on that, so it's a possibility that you'll drop a single. Now, let me just ask you a question. We have a lot of new artists out. Durs McVeigh, Timo Martinez, C. Wills, G. King. Do you listen to any of those guys?
I do. I do listen to them, but I think with everything else, these guys are still they're gonna mature.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think we have not gotten the best from these guys as yet.
Okay.
The best is yet to come. That's how I feel.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's very good to have new faces, new songs, new voices. But I think that maturity-wise, give them another 4 or 5 years and you'll be shocked at the stuff they're going to come up with.
Right.
You know what I mean? They haven't peaked as yet. And I love the fact that they're out there already because we need a lot more artists.
Yes.
We need, when I say we need a lot more artists, we're not even one, like, if we have 100, we have a lot. And for what we do, and for the population that is going to come in a couple of years from now, we will not have enough people, enough artists and music in order for us to distribute and be able to be in every place.
Right.
So you're going to realize that the workload is going to become really crazy.
Okay.
You know, so we have to find it within ourselves to develop, get a protege. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Every artist should have a protege.
Okay.
You know, I see C will say big up Nuru. Big,
Yeah. That
big up, bro.
he wills to be. He's the voice of Hopkins.
I mean, I look at it like this. I respect the fact that I think everybody,
Yeah.
every village, every district, every town should have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 good artists coming from each one.
Okay.
If you get the recognition of one, his responsibility is to bring acknowledgement to another one.
Gotcha.
I like what happened in Hopkins because I've been listening to Lovelace since I got here in 2006 when
Okay.
Lovelace was in Punta Gorda. And I could tell you this, where Lovelace is at now in comparison to where Lovelace was then is totally different.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why I don't ever, I'm not the kind of artist who hold back on trying to coach.
Right.
You know what I mean? I still think that with the amount of years that I have, I might not be the most handsome guy. I might not be the most easy guy to get along with.
Yeah.
I might not be the the best musician, but I could tell you this much: experience is a killer, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? When you have experience, the whole dynamics of your performances change.
Right.
Your sound change, your following change, everything about you changes because
Right.
you have a whole different level of experience. The only thing that to me we need amongst ourselves as artists and musicians, we have to get a little bit more tough-skinned. A lot of us are thin-skinned.
Okay.
And we have to understand it's all about business at the end of the day, having our talent take us places and demanding respect for our culture. And a lot of people don't understand that aspect. It's sad that we tend to, we have like a little bit of gimugo, my grandma would call it, amongst each other.
Okay.
Because of fear, but there's no reason for me to fear another artist. There's no reason for another artist to fear me because we don't have enough of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? We need more. So we're supposed to be living in love, sharing each other's whatever. You know what I mean? If I do a live, anybody do a live, and I jump on your live, what I do, I share your live. Right away.
Right.
I mean, I'm in so many groups on Facebook. I share it. The moment I start sharing your live, believe me, go from 70 to 300, 400, 500 like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we don't have that same, we don't gravitate the same way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what's gonna take it. That's what's gonna take it for it to work with everybody.
Now,
it don't matter.
Not to cut you short, but I've noticed that's been the issue for a while, for a long time. Okay. What does it take to break that?
Well, number one is pride. You gotta have pride in what you do, and you gotta love everybody and anything that has to do with you. I mean, not to throw hot water in a cold plate, but if you look how the Jamaicans, they do it, they support each other on a high level from when you are nobody until you become somebody.
That's very true.
And we, let's look at our diaspora. We're not a small island. We're a culture of people from 4, 5 different countries. My point is this: as musicians, we're supposed to be able to push each other on a whole different level. If you're from Honduras, Guatemala, St. Vincent, Belize, Nicaragua, it doesn't matter. We're supposed to be able to say, you know what? This is a new artist, or this is an old artist, or whatever. This is an artist that speaks my language, that serves the same purpose that I serve. Let me be a part of the activity. Let me be a part of upliftment. We're not there.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay.
1 second. It's right there on top of the barrel. You know, we are not a part of that process, and that's what's making us the individualism have to stop. It's not about me. It's about us all. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you at, who you with, what you doing. The fact is, let's start pushing each other. Let's create this fire that it's hard to quench, that thirst. That once we start pushing each other like this and we come together like that, it's over. It's not a Honduran thing, it's not a Guatemalan thing, it's not a Belizean thing, it's not a St. Vincent thing. Nah, it's a Garifuna thing.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And once we do that, the world becomes very small. because we're all over the world.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? I have people when I go live who will tell you straight, watching from South Africa,
Right.
watching from Canada, watching from New Zealand, watching from Europe, watching from this place. Come on.
Yeah.
So that means we are all over the world. We shouldn't be doing this just for my people in Hopkins or my people in St. Bite or my people. No. I mean, if you listen to whenever I get up on stage, I always say, don't matter where you're looking from. You know what I mean? I always say that. Say, at the end of the day, we're Garifuna. People
right.
might say, man, why you talk like that? Because the reason why is, I'll get a little bit personal. I'll tell you something. When I was young coming up, talk about no support. Nah, our parents didn't understand that the world was going to get small.
Right.
So they didn't want us to actually explore. They thought that, you know, you're from a town and that's where you're going to stay. Life is not like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? The world now, look up. You're in Florida. You're in Florida, I'm in Dangriga. And we're having a conversation.
That's right. A good one too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're in Florida, I'm in Dangriga. Are we having a conversation?
That's
We're
right.
live on, you know, come on. I mean, when were they going to actually start understand that this is not about just you anymore? This is about the world now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The world is our stage. Garifuna music is out there, but it's not out there to where it needs to be.
Needs to be. Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that I always say, the moment 2-3 people start riding a high horse, you're gonna fall down. You need a lot of us to be riding together.
Come on. Come on.
You know what I mean? You need a herd. You need a herd to be coming down the damn hill. When you got that herd, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But you can't do it on your own.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You can't. I mean, the way how I see how the other guys do it, if you hire one Jamaican artist, he's bringing 3 or 4 with him.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we need to do the same in our genre of music. If you hire Super G, allow Super G to bring another 2 artists with him.
Yes.
If you're hiring C-Wills, allow C-Wills to bring 2 or 3 more artists with him. If you're hiring Nuru, allow Nuru to bring 2 or 3 artists with them.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
I remember when I was living in LA, I would get the 21st and 10th September celebration and shows. And if I knew my artist was there, you might not be on the flyer, dude, but you're getting on stage.
That's right. That's love. That's love.
That's how I roll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
right.
To say that the favor was done in return, I could go to the biggest concert that my friends are having. Hey, what's up, Nuru? That's it. You know what I mean? And it's sad because they don't see the vision. You know what I mean? But I want us to be able to just, like I tell people, I put all that shit behind me. You know what I mean? I look at the real picture. The real picture is I'm here to support you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the most important thing. We have to be able to support each other. At the end of the day, that's the only way we're gonna make it happen. We need to, you see, they have I see posters, 1, 2 artists, 3 artists. No, let's pop that shit with 10 of us.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Let the person who's gonna come to that show, if they're gonna pay $50 to get in there, you know what I mean? If they're gonna pay $50 to get in there, let them enjoy their $50 to get in there. Let's pack that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's show people we could come in droves. Let them respect. I mean, if I'm having a show in Texas, fine. Let's all drive from LA. Let's drive from Chicago. Let's drive. It don't matter. Let's drive down and let's show our support. Let's start moving in a flock. And when we do that, then we can become marketable. You know what I mean? Don't let the promoter wonder if he's gonna make his money back. Nah, don't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's start empowering each other. I mean, that's the only way it's gonna go. You know
Gotta
what I
have
mean?
that
So
village mentality.
yeah,
Yeah.
it don't matter where we from.
Right.
Let's just do it like this, juntos. Once you do it together, it's on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta do it like Peter Tosh. No matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you're an African.
You're an African. Yep. that's I mean that's very important, man.
Yeah.
And some people they don't understand, man. Like I did this song, oh oh yeah, yeah. Chiba wa me suri banalida ke warita go. Hela chubunu bungi wa figo away. Chiba wa suri banalida ke warita go. Hela chubunu bungi wa figo away. That is, if people understand what I'm saying, it say let's take away all the negative thoughts, all the bad heart. I mean, if Jesus could have forgiven us, why we can't forgive each other?
Preach, bro, preach.
You know what I mean? We gotta be able to forgive each other. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
sir.
then, like, I felt like sometimes you have coalition against you, and they don't take time to personally find the depth of where you're coming from. Not all of us have the finance to get the best production when it comes to music.
Right.
But I tell you, we got some bomb ass writers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know the day is gonna come that some songs that are recorded already are gonna get re-recorded again.
Right.
What somebody say used to sing that often.
Yeah. Right. It's needed, man. It's needed.
I Tish, I don't mess with my head today. But it's true, you know what I mean? Like when I write a song, the song has to be transitions. Like if you listen to it, I go, why you not go where mere? You be wama dida aba namule no. You listen to the words. It said our ancestors have paved our way.
Mm-hmm.
For us to come, it's time for us to come together as one. You don't have to worry about walking on cobblestones anymore, you know.
Right.
The road done smooth already. You know what I mean? That means the ones who set trends have set the trends already. We don't eat up all the dust. I always tell some of my Sun City players, like the new guys, oh no, remember going to PG as a kid. Because you all never did go. You're supposed to talk to me, Hagla, Chemo, Reckless right there, Adrian and Doc Martinez. Man, we used to go to Punta Gorda in the van clean going. All the instruments look nice and pretty. I would clean it up.
Yeah.
When you get that PG, everybody look wrong.
But this
Everybody look.
wow.
You know what I mean? But that never stopped us from going.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when we went, I tell you, man, we take a lick. But we did what we had to do. We had to make sure that, you know what? It was not the easy road, but we had to do what we had to do. Nowadays, guys flying, dog.
Yeah. First class.
You know what I mean? Guys flying now. I mean, limousines picking up people. God damn.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uber.
You know what I mean? So we supposed to be grateful, man. You know what I mean? We used to play some of my guitar. They had ground issues. We had string issues. Some of the neck, you know, bent up. You can't do nothing about it. But we couldn't afford it.
Right.
You know what I mean? The only person who used to look out for us then was Eden Ramos, you know what I mean? And I have to give my sticky props. That's why sometimes I can't pressure the man sometimes, right? I can't pressure the man sometimes. Because the man needs to look out for it. You know what I mean? And I tell you something, man. As a musician, at heart, like I said, parents, This are the part where really rough because some of the parents don't see.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see the vision of their children. Our music is not just music anymore. Our music, you have to have a vision. You have to encourage your children. You have to understand that what we're doing now is going to be the music of tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Garifuna might not be a universal language, but believe me, at some point, our stories are going to be told.
Right.
They're going to be transcribed. If you look at television now, I could be speaking in Garifuna and underneath there is the language, there's an English caption.
Right.
I mean, if somebody want to know what is being said, there's a Spanish caption. If somebody from France want to know, there's a French caption. There's no way nowadays that we would have to subdue.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't have to subdue. We could keep on singing Garifuna. We could change it to Spanish, change it to English. It doesn't matter. The fact is that the story is going to be told. And that's the world that we're living in now. So let's stop holding our children back and start pushing them forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, stop telling them, you know what, stop making noise on my house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Encourage them to go and, you know, you want to learn to play guitar, okay, find a corner, do your thing.
Yeah.
You want to learn to play drums, you know, go ahead, find a corner, do your thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Why? Because you don't know. We don't know. I remember Biggs, the CEO. I'm going to talk about Biggs, the CEO.
Mm-hmm.
When I was playing with Song City, when I went to New York, that's the first time I met my family. Biggs was a child in Pampas. Pampas. His uncle Nick was our drummer with Song City when we played SOBs. Biggs was a baby. Look at Biggs now.
Biggs is the man now.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he a leader. Why? He grew up around it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? What do you think is going to happen to Devante and DJ when these guys become grown?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My two sons, it's in them.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I start playing the guitar, Devante, I close it down.
Gotcha.
DJ, I pull up the E guitar.
That's
Why?
it.
It's a part of them. So we
Yeah.
have to stop. We have to start encouraging and stop discouraging.
There you go. There
You know what I mean? Yeah, somebody said, look at DJ Black. Exactly.
Yep.
Black
Yep.
was I remember Black as a kid.
Who? I don't even know who he is, man. Don't mention him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on. We gotta understand. The thing is, we are here today, we might be gone tomorrow, but they're always gonna have people who are younger than us who could carry the torch for a little while.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we
Right.
gotta encourage them. We can't stop encouraging the kids. You know what I mean? I grew up in the days of Junior Aranda, Pen Cayetano, Gabaga, Williams. That's the time I grew up, you know.
Wow.
I used to go to my grandmother's house and fell and look downstairs. Well, that was 1981 when Turtle Shell Band set up in front of the house tonight, and they never stopped playing until morning. That's when Bob Marley had died.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean? I was a kid. I was small, but the night, that's where I stayed at.
Gotcha.
And I watched the whole fiasco with my own eye.
Wow.
Black, the street black. No vehicle can come, no vehicle can go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm expecting that again after COVID.
There you go.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
After COVID, right now, people so hungry for go to a party. Man, a lot of uncles are get twisted.
Oh, wow.
Guys, believe me, musicians are eager to go out and perform, as
Yeah.
well as people are eager to go and party.
Right.
You know what I mean? We've been locked in for almost a year.
Yeah.
We might go on 2 years, who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Our social life have changed.
It
Everything
has.
about us totally has changed.
Mm-hmm.
I gained a little bit of weight. You know what I mean? A lot of people gained a lot of weight. Why? Because all you've been doing is staying home, eat.
Staying home
Some
eating, yeah.
some people, I mean, inbox and tell Nuru thanks very much because I'm home depressed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would just do spontaneous lives sometimes because I just feel like doing it,
Yeah.
you know? But
Yeah.
it's all about keeping our people sane. And I think music is therapy.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Without a doubt.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's the reason why, like, some nights I would turn it up, and then some nights I just keep it nice and smooth.
Mhm.
Because music is like this. That's how music is.
Mhm.
And you have to be able to go with the flow.
With the flow. Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah.
so boy, the school is getting to my chest.
Yeah, man.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually sitting outside.
Okay. That's what's up. So I see you brought your guitar. You plan on doing something?
Well, somebody said I will continue the song, so let me do it.
Okay. Okay.
Here we go. Oh, oh, hey, hey, oh, oh, hey, hey. I don't look at the Hamali. Why you not go? Where mere? You be one man. Please, I'm no. It's a mama. You don't go a mamuga. It's a mama. You don't go a mamuga. I don't know what make you. Ubawule kabagari kidola. I don't know what make you. Ubawule kabagari kidola. It's a mama. It's a
Yes.
eh, eh,
Live on Flo30, we got Nuru. Yes.
eh, eh.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Brother, I really appreciate you. I appreciate the time. I'm gonna let all your fans know you can see Nuru on Thursday nights. It's Thursday Night Live with the Griffin Heartbeat. It's fire. Now you understand when you're watching the show, Nuru is trying to get his album out. So please donate, even if it's just $2. Donate so we can get this album out.
Man, I try to explain to people, man, that in Belize, we're not allowed to work. I almost got arrested twice.
Wow. Okay. All right. All right.
Because, I mean, you know, sometimes you got to try to make a little bit of money so you could actually pay your bills.
Right.
And you try to run the risk. But at the same time, you got to be careful. You know what I mean? So for us, it's like people don't know the struggles. You know what I mean? I appreciate every single dollar, every single whatever people donate. I appreciate it because at the end of the day, like I say, we got my engineer. I can't have him come and don't give him something. He's still burning gas just to get here.
Right.
You know what I mean? I always ask people, you know, like I was going through a Nuru Jam Cash App at one point, and I was having my cousin do it, but then something happened to the Cash App, and then it went down. The only other alternative way of that I was getting a little bit of support is through my PayPal, which is gumags2019 at gmail.com. And now, you know what I mean, I'm using your Cash App now, you know what I mean, which is, you gotta please remind me on the Cash App thing, because
$ GC Flow.
right, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's the only way, you know what I mean, for us here, it's crazy, you know? And like I said, we want to do more, but we have to work within the confines of what we are allowed to do.
Right.
You know? And I don't like owing people.
Right.
I believe that if you do something for me, I gotta pay you.
Right.
You know, and sometimes sometimes some people would donate like $20, $40, you know what I mean? And I would take the $40 and I would have my wife cook, you know what I mean, some food for the guys, so when they're done, at least they have something to eat to go home with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have something to drink while we're here. We had a couple of people that have Miss Lilia, who sometimes she would say, Nuru, you know what? I will try to donate for you guys so you could at least have something, you know what I mean? And when Miss Lilia would donate, we would I would tell my wife, okay, I would early we'd go and get some chicken, whatever, and I would have a full Thursday because then I would have to barbecue early, or
Right.
she would have to prepare food or something for them, you know? And it's not that easy, but we do what we have to do. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then I do have like my transportation. At sometimes I would tell the guys I can't pick you up because I don't have no money for gas. And they'd be like,
Right.
all right, we'll jump on a bike.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's nighttime, and at the end of the day, we still got to do what we have to do. I mean, honestly, Belize right now, the musicians are starving in Belize. No
Okay.
if, no but, no maybe. You know what I mean? I was fortunate to be nominated and added to the list as a Garifuna musical ambassador in order for me to actually, you know what I mean, ask the NGC to make it work for us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now I have a location where anybody can do a live. We might not have all the stuff that we need because we still need more lighting. We need a lot of things to make it work, but we work within the confines of what we have.
Right.
You know what I mean? And basically I was going live from my phone for a long time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Until the phone disappeared. Oh,
Right.
somebody said cash app, please
The
repeat it.
Cash App is $, G as in George, C as in Conrad, F as in Frank, L as in Larry, O as in Oscar. GC Flow.
Yeah. You know, so that's what we've been going through, and it's a pain that sometimes I used to hear this thing from my wife again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like then she came to the point where she's like, you know what, babe, I won't even quarrel or argue with you. You could do it because I noticed that that's your way of being able to connect with people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's your way of being able to keep people sane in their houses. You know what I mean? I try, and with that I discovered new talent. My sons decided that they wanted to pick up the guitar. You know what I mean? The other one decided that, you know what? You don't have no singer tonight. I'll sing with you. I was like, what?
Nice.
I was like, all right.
I see you back there too, man. I see you back there.
You know what I mean? And the only thing that really have us strapped, like I said, I have a 4-channel mixer.
Right.
And with a 4-channel mixer, bro, our sound is limited.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's not much I could do with that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And that's why this morning I called you this morning and I told you about that, you know,
Right.
that unit that we need.
Right.
Because the engineer, he has a 24-channel that can go digital, and he's like, Nuru, watch how next year everybody's gonna come knocking at your door. I was like, why? So because when we start doing our lives, mixing them and uploading them on YouTube,
Yeah,
the world is gonna become your playing field.
it is.
You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm ready because I know he used to work with the guy from the collective.
Yeah, I know. I followed him. I know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, hi Miss Sandra, I see you watching. You know what I mean? I haven't seen her in a long time. You know, the guy from the collective is his baby from Andy Palacio days.
Right.
You know what I mean? I did a couple of tours with them as well, and believe me, it was a learning experience, and I loved it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I could see the objective of collective. Collective, I'll tell you what collective is, in my perception. Collective is like a Garifuna Kids, a Garifuna Legacy, Estrella Sobo, Song City, Punta Rebels. These guys have already established their sound. They
Right.
have their songs, and it doesn't matter who the players are. A next Garifuna Kids can come up tomorrow under the Rochas Brothers, and they will still be a banger. Why? It's because the songs are already there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? The collective don't have to be Andy Palacio and the Garifuna Collective. The collective have their songs.
They do.
The world have already accepted them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what musicians nowadays have to understand. That could you imagine if God if no legacy, or God if no kids still exist today, what would have been the impact?
Yeah, that would be
It
crazy.
would have been crazy.
Powerful back then.
It would have been crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the sad thing is, there's it to me, all bands go right back to this damn one thing: money.
Yeah.
All bands go right back to the fact that it's not easy to sustain them because guys end up with families and they got to find a job.
Yeah.
They got to become responsible fathers. And then the craft go down the drain and they have to work on now. They have to now work on sustaining themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we don't have that support from outside. We try to get the support, but we don't always get that support. You know what I mean? I've been trying for like almost a year now to get a good, well, not a year, like 5 years to get a good camera, like a good camera. You know what I mean? And it's tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the purpose that we do, it's crazy because ain't nobody out there going to say, you know what, Nuru? I have a Nikon here that I'm not using. I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. I mean, until now that, you know what I mean, I'm exposing a lot of things, people are starting to knock on the door and say, you know what, man, let me help you out, man, because I see what you do. And I appreciate it because, like I said, it's not for me. It's more for the artists. It's more for the craft. It's more for the culture. It's more for the music. It's not for me. I mean, they have a lot of talent here in Dangriga that is untouched.
Right.
I'm yet to boss out this guy called Garif. Man, this guy was born 19th of November. And I could tell you, you would never know Garif is a singer. But Garif got everything that is from Hindu, luck.
Wow.
You understand me? But I can't bring Garif for nothing.
You're right.
Can you pin up the Cash App on the conversation because you gotta pin the Cash App. Yeah, let's pin it up.
That means
you can just put it up and pin it. Yeah, there you go.
Nope. I'll put it up there.
All right. Oh, thank you, Miss Sandra. Don't worry, believe me. Next year, I'm gonna come to the States. You get a free show. You got it, Granny?
That's
me?
funny.
Nobody. Only me one. Oh yeah. All right, sure, man. I come right now. I do a quick interview. All right.
Yep. But man, I really appreciate your time.
No problem at all, man.
I appreciate the conversation. I look forward to talking to you again in the near future.
No problem. We
can
do this.
Contact.
Yeah, I mean, when the album comes up, you know what I mean? Hi. Is it Giovanni Flores Cash App?
Yep, that's me.
Yes. Right, yes, it is.
Giovanni Flores. That's my slave name.
Giovanni Flores Cash App. Yes, it is. You know, we definitely, man, when I want to do, I want to be able to have Nuru, what is your point in culture? What is your point in culture music? Can you rephrase the question? What do you mean by what is my point in culture music? Martin, can you rephrase the question? Because when you ask me what is my point in culture music, I don't really understand what you're asking. Let me just answer this question first before we...
No problem, brother. No problem.
What's my point in culture music? Can you clarify that question for me, please?
What is your point in culture music?
I wanted to clarify it.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the dynamics of it, or are you talking about?
Maybe she's talking about why is it so important to you? Why is the culture of music so important to you?
I didn't hear that.
Do you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Hold on a second. I think you're breaking up a little bit, but I'm gonna hear you right now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. I think the question is, why is the culture so important to you?
For me, if you don't, okay, Okay, now in the world, mu the world music, they singing more about spiritual music or chago. Oh, all right. To be honest, world music is very spiritual, and world music has been it has a market. To me, it's not a commercial market as such yet. Well, I think it is commercial. Let me take that back. But if you listen to reggae music is straight up and down a message. Garifuna music is straight up and down stories. If you don't understand the concept of culture, I respect spiritual needs to be private for us. I respect that. But let's be us Garina goes, yes. Okay, I respect that. It all depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about Dugu songs, I don't do Dugu songs. I don't do that. I do a lot of spiritual prayer songs. I believe that it's very important for us to be able to pray in whatever language. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? When it comes to the Dugu, I don't really touch those because I respect them. But the other artists that do, you would have to ask them that question. You know what I mean? I will not answer that question for you because I don't know. And I respect that on a high level because I know that it's spiritual in a whole different level. But when it comes to the songs of prayer, I have a feeling this. E a fieti na ebe lidan bungite bungi selo ari abati anwago tunigi bana ida sunadi. And the reason is because that song is a spiritual song. For me, it means a lot. I mean, it's because I'm asking for cover, I'm asking for guidance wherever I go. And I think that every single person in life wants that cover, wants that guidance, and wants that connection with God. Bung Yoga Bafo is the same thing. I wrote the Bung Yoga. Bung Yoga Bafo Tili Dai Bagare. La Duga Gien Derebuguabe. Those songs is made for you to get up in the morning.
Thanks.
And listen to them first before you start your day. I mean, to me, the way you start your day is the way you're going to end it. That's just how I feel. And I felt that I should be a contributing factor in how my people get up and how they go to sleep. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's not everything that it's party, 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 party.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I can tell you this much. I mean, the songs have made an impact in the world. Afian, man, I go anywhere. I pull out Afian and the party is over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody get in that mood and everything just start working right. You know, so I respect your Martin. I respect the fact that, you know, you are right. You know what I mean? The Dugu songs shouldn't really be out in, you know, on the world like that. It's supposed to be kept sacred. But who am I to judge that? You know what I mean? Let them be the one to justify that. I will not get involved. Why 80% of Garifuna music from Guatemala, Honduras, Belize, and the US now want to be religious and talk about our Garifuna music or Dugu? Bro, I guess, I don't know. It's becoming that time in everybody's life that they are trying to get closer to God, I guess. I mean, if you look at what COVID has done for us, COVID has brought a whole different level of realization to life. I mean, we have to now find a way to become one with, you know what I mean, our creator, because tomorrow is promised to no one. People getting sick today and 2 weeks from now they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I guess that, you know, it's gotten to that point, whereas, and realistically speaking, we do have to believe in a supreme being. You know what I mean? I mean, without a supreme being, we're not gonna go anywhere. Now, like I say, I'm gonna go back to that Dugu part. I don't really condone the Dugu thing, brother. You know what I mean? I respect that. Me, as a Garifuna child of a grandmother who was into her culture as well, and I'm deeply embedded into it. I respect the fact that they have Dugu songs I will never sing. And the same thing applies to when I have my drummers play. I don't play with that. The moment I see they start going that direction, I break them right away. I don't play that. No, those are my drummers. I can talk about. When I go other places, I am not in control because that's not my group. I will control, like my dad used to say, son, control what you can, and what you can't, you leave alone.
Yeah.
You know what, dead off of stress. You know what, dead off, no. You don't want to do that. So control what you can and leave the rest alone. You know what I mean? And that's my drive. So thanks for the question, Martin. I mean, that's a good question to ask. You know what I mean? Sometimes we do have to put certain things in perspective. You know what I mean? I'll tell you something about me that you don't know. I'm the kind of musician who listens to everybody. And I'm the kind of musician who promotes everybody. But I choose the songs I promote from everybody. I don't just take a song and sing it, no. Sometimes you'll be hearing me singing songs you never heard of yet from somebody else. And because I either consider it to be funny, I consider it to have a message, or so, that's the reason why I would sing it. No, the Dugu song there, I ain't touching them. I don't. You know what I mean?
Mad respect.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I give respect, and I want to be respected as well.
That's right.
So that's how it has to be. You know what I mean? And for those who want to go touch them, hey, you know what I mean? Do you guys, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be the one to tell you what to do and what not to do. You know what I mean? To be honest, I write 90% of the songs I actually sing. I write them. So if you hear a song from Nuru, it's because Nuru wrote the song. You know what I mean? The only thing I do is I ask my elders for proper grammar and proper pronunciation of the words, because we always gonna keep on learning. You know what I mean? If I don't write a song, I'm singing one of my grandmother's songs. You know what I mean? That like the Duna, everybody. Aduna hawadimure hawane wagiyamadi chani rote. Aduna wadimure hawane aniyahaya. Anu mabunuruni funa lirane lebugumadi chatinane. That's from my grandmother. No, that's what separates Nuru from a lot of artists. You know what I mean? Oh, yes, but before we are Garifuna Baba, God and God equal Baba. Yes, let me read that again. Yes, but before we are Garifuna Baba, and God and Baba equal Baba. Okay, let me see if I could clarify this. We are religious beings. We are religious beings, and we're God's creation. I have this big thing that I explain to people. I am Garifuna before I'm Belizean. I'm Garifuna before I'm American. I'm Garifuna because my parents are Garifuna. I was born to them first before I was born to them because they were the one who made me, and I was conceived in a country. But without their union as Garifuna people, I would be, I don't know, I would be a different race. But my dad is Garifuna and my mom is Garifuna. So I'm Garifuna first. So I'm Garifuna Belizean. I'm Garifuna American. You understand what I mean by that? Because I am for them first. No, they are from our ancestors. I don't know what they me into. You know what I mean? But as far, as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? I have maximum respect for my dad and for my mom and for my country. They're treating that because they made me who I am now. Without my mom and my dad, I wouldn't be here. You understand what I mean by that? You know what I mean? So you are right. You know what I mean? God first, of course, because he is the creator. He created my mom, he created my dad, and in order for them to be able to create me. So I would never, ever, ever, ever say, put my dad before God. No, put God first.
Right.
You know what I mean? God, then my parents, country, my culture, then my country, then me. You know what I mean? So you're right, Martin. You know what I mean? With all due respect, you're right. You know what I mean? And like I say, I don't touch them that way about songs. I respect that. You know what I mean? Those are, I mean, they have, every song has its genre. Every song has its place and its purpose. I wouldn't, personally, I wouldn't go to a wedding and play sexual healing. I wouldn't do that.
Okay, son. Okay. Wow.
I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like I always tell people, I play the part, dress the part. Simple. I wouldn't go to the beach and dress as if though I'm going Arabu. I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
I can't. I wouldn't go to the farm and I'm gonna dress like I'm going to the beach either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Gloria Azu is laughing.
That was a good one.
You know what I mean? But hey, I mean, let's be real. I mean, and to tell you the truth, you know, I am Nuru. I'm Nuru. I'm Labuga.com. I have a lot of professional cameras and lights from Chicago. If you need, they are in New York. Oh, all right, bro. I mean, I live in Belize. We don't need a lot. We only need like 2, if you could afford that. I mean, if you could send us 2 and probably a set of lights, we'll highly appreciate them. You know what I mean? That will help us a lot. I mean, like I said, anything, lights from Canon, if you, oh, perfect. You know what I mean? Like I said, guys, I mean, for us, whatever you guys willing to donate to us, it's not for me. It's for the people who, yeah, sure. We pay the shipping, no problem. We have no problem. Just let it.
We appreciate that. We take care of the shipping.
You know what I mean? Thanks very much, man. We pay the shipping. We don't have a problem. Look, listen to me. I have a Thursday night live, right? I have a Thursday night live. I will tell you straight up and down. If I say Thursday night right here that you're donating some lights and camera to us and we need shipping money, I guarantee you, some people are pitching 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, but by the time the lights get here, we gonna have money to pay for them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because we don't usually get, you know what I mean? We don't usually. So, yo, yes, Nuru Martin is from Labuga. I know him. All right, perfect. Thanks very much. I mean, just, I could send you my address if you want. It's 23 Gans Avenue, Dangrigatong, Belize, Central America. You could do 2 things. You could send them in a box or send them in a barrel. We'll pay the shipping. Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Amerijet is the way. Amerijet.
Yeah, Amerijet. Right. Amerijet do very good shipping. And if you want, you know, I mean, just let me know. I mean, you could add me on Facebook or you could Nuru, I take a lot of pics from you. Oh, really? Okay.
This ain't that type of show, you know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was a photographer. Oh, perfect. Okay. Hey, man, he is a professional photographer, Nuru. Oh, perfect. All right, man, hook us up, man. You know what I mean? Hook us up. If you have them, we'll highly appreciate them. We'll put them to good use. I guarantee you we'll put them to good use. We have a lot of artists that we want to start shooting videos for. We want our presentation to be top notch. You know what I mean? Okay, before I Facebook, I own labuga.com. All right, perfect. All right, bro. You know what I mean? Yo, every little bit count, bro. You know what I mean? We wanna be able to do our production as good as anybody else and have our music and culture get represented on a whole different level. So, you know what I mean? I might have to expand the stage. We'll do what we have to do. You know what I mean? I might have to move it. We'll do what we have to do. At the end of the day, it's all about being able to have a professional look and have people respect what we do.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? And if, you know what I mean?
That's right.
Was only me and Garinet. Oh, all right, good. All right, all right.
Yeah,
I remember Garinet. I remember Garinet.com.
sound like
You know?
Martin there got a lot of experience there with what he's doing.
Right,
So, yeah.
right, right.
What's up?
And that's the reason why. That's the reason why we were advocating for certain things, because we want the sound to be professional. We want the visual to be professional. We want everything to be professional. And we're working on my photo of Andy Palacio in the background. Oh wow! All right, the photo in the back. Oh, perfect, nice. Hey, way to go, man. Way to go. You know what I mean? See, you put in your work. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Is there a Martin written on it? Because by right, you should have gotten photo credits.
I don't see no Martin written on it.
You see?
Yeah.
By right, you should have gotten photo credits. That's the kind of thing that I'm into. I will make sure that you get recognized. I don't play that. You know what I mean? And that's what we have to do as Garinas. We have to be able to recognize the people who do. You know what I mean? A lot of people get hidden in the corner and then you forget about the fact that, you know what? Yeah, I know Ivan. I know Ivan. I know Ivan Duran as well. I know him really well. You know? But like I said, Kerwin Ramirez. Hello, Kerwin. How are you doing?
What's going on, Kerwin? That's Kerwin from
Yeah,
Same
but-
Light, man. He released that CD, Never Give Up.
Okay. Oh, my singer. All right.
Yeah,
Sing
yeah.
it, sing it. Yeah.
He was on Channel 5 yesterday. He did a good job, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What time was that? I don't get up too early.
I can't remember the time, though, but he sent me the link, and it was a good job. That kid
All
is
right, good.
He's awesome.
Listen to me. I said we got the talent. We just don't have the investment.
Yeah, yeah.
I keep on saying that. People don't understand. Belize has talent.
Well, not according to your
I don't want to hear that part. I don't want to hear that part.
Oh, man.
I don't want to hear that part.
I know Belize got talent. You know, I know that for a fact. You know, I know that.
And let me tell you, I keep on telling people, I say, listen to me. I'm still waiting to find out who's going to be the next musical ambassador of the country. I
Yeah.
don't know what they're stalling him, but we're going to find out who it is. And whenever that person becomes in this place, let's hope and pray they give him a budget to work on.
Yeah.
I'm the guy for a musical ambassador, and believe you me, I have no budget,
Well,
none.
Gotcha.
But I do whatever I can within my realm to make things happen for other people. That's all I can do. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean?
And you're doing a good
And-
job, man.
Oh, we trying. We trying. It's not easy.
Doing a good job.
I know. Yeah, I know Sandra Bell. I know Edward Jacobs. Yes, I know these guys. I know these guys. You know, I try my best because I realize that we cannot allow the culture to die.
Yeah.
We cannot allow the music to die. We have to make sure that we do whatever we can. The sad thing is, in our country, it's all about politics. Politics run the country. You know what I mean? And Nuru, I don't have no political affiliation. I'm sorry. I don't play that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I let them know straight. I say, you know what? I'm a Democrat, man. Straight up and down. They be like, what the hell you talking about? I say, I'm a Democrat.
There you go. Always got to be.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Man.
So don't come to me talking no crazy crap because I don't understand you guys.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? If you're not going to create an opportunity for somebody, I don't mess around. And I mean, I tell you something. When I first got here, again, I'll go back to, sometimes some stories are just hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
They were running for elections. And the guys came to me. That's the first set of guys I had. They was like, yo, boss, we need to get some drums, man. And this is the perfect time to go get them. I said, okay, how are we going to do that? They said they're paying everybody $50 to go vote. I said, I don't want to go that route.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I I said, let me go find out who's in charge. I'll give them a proposal. I said, listen to me. I said, man, my guys want a set of drums. If you can sponsor us a set of drums, I will have the guys vote for you. They said outright, we can't do that.
Right.
I said, all right, then outright, we're not voting for you.
Right. Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
He said, Nuru, with all the tours that Garifuna Collective do, why not use the same list and market the music? Oh, I can tell you straight up and down, not everybody is privy to the information. You know what I mean? Not everybody could get that information, and not every artist or band is ready to do a tour. I mean, touring, guys, I tell you something, touring is not as easy as everybody think it is. Touring takes a lot of preparation, number one. You have to have, again, you have to have a good album, and you have to spend money in promoting it in order for people to actually rate it.
Got to market.
You got to pay. Yeah, you got to pay for your ratings. You got to make sure you have money. It's an investment. So not everybody, see, amongst us as Garinagos, it will be different. But when you start going into a different side of the world, it's totally different. You know what I mean? If you take your time and do your research, you're going to find out that, you know what? Not because it works with the Garifuna community, it's going to work outside of our community. Now, with that said, I could share a little light. I have this rhythm driven that I was working called Love Situations. Again, like I said, I didn't have no money, so I just recorded it. I couldn't get it mixed. It's still there somewhere. And Love Situations is an all-English Paranda album with 10 artists. 10 artists. If you hear, man, if you hear some of the songs off that thing there, you go, I never thought it would come to this. At a high goodbye, nor a morning kiss. The scars and the memories have faded away. Now your name is just a storybook I lost somewhere. It's hard to believe true love could disappear. Turning to mist, reaching I don't care. Erotic nights turn to fights. Feeling love isn't here no more. The warm, warm hugs have gotten so cold. Yeah, that's just how the story unfolds. I couldn't imagine it would come to this. I tell her, we got ammunition, pa.
I see. It's like, okay.
And those are not released as yet. Those are just, yeah, like I said, like I never stop recording because I know for a fact that one day I'm gonna need all the files.
Right.
So whenever I can record, I record. You know what I mean? Question. I was in a few tours and I see myself, the people was hungry for more info or something from the Garifuna culture. Her local in the US after a place for a Garifuna collective. So they got it. Well, I'll tell you something. You know what the sad part of this is? Martin, the sad part of it is this. Not a lot of people has the ability to speak about Garifuna-ness. Not a lot of people are vocal when it comes to being able to just freely express themselves as Garifuna, talk about the culture, and have the facts together. When a band travels, they supposed to be, you know what I mean? We all should be able to tell the same story. Unless you're being asked outside of the box, then that's totally different. It's like everything, you have to have something that you're selling. What do I mean by that? Telling the same story is like, okay, if I said a black, the black. If I said a white, the white. If I say a yellow, the yellow. Yeah. And we cannot be contradicting ourselves when we go out. You know what I mean? Unless somebody asks a question out the box. To tell you the truth, I think there is more that we can offer in the sense of talking about our struggles, talking about Chatouye, his journey, talking about Garifuna people, their exile from St. Vincent, their tour from Africa to St. Vincent. Whatever the struggles are in Belize, the things that we go through, should be now our main focus. We should be able to have the history behind us.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Got if not paying more as a photographer. The truth is, I was getting paid more as a photographer. That that some of the band members, you got a point, man. You got a point. You know what I mean? The truth is, how many people value what we do? I mean, let's look at it. How many people value Garifuna and the music? How many people? How much Garifuna people watch my live on a Thursday night? And it's gonna say, Nuru, you know what? I'm gonna send you $5. How many Garifuna people do? We have been so used to free, it's ridiculous. Everything for us is free, 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 free. And they don't understand everything comes at a cost. We get thirsty, we get hungry. We want to do things we can't. We want to buy new equipment. You got to refurbish the one you have.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds crazy, but that's the truth. It's the fact that we were not taught appreciation, cultural appreciation, because we have it naturally. We don't appreciate our own, and that's the problem. We have to learn to start showing appreciation amongst each other and make the thing work for us as Garifuna people. You know what I mean? To tell you the truth, I respect Aurelio's movement. You know what I mean? Because he's trying. But let's be real about it too. How many people out there that are Garifuna, especially Belizeans, speak Spanish?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now people don't understand what I say that. I mean, if you go to Europe, people from Spain speak Spanish. You know what I mean? But they speak English.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it is what it is, bro. I mean, it's questions that we have to figure out. And the only thing I don't like about this whole movement is that we tend to ride each other's achievements and coattail. We need to stop that. We need to start establishing our own selves and boss our behind to actually earn our own. When we do that, we're gonna become something. Earth, I mean, nothing wrong with at least support now and again, but support the people who you know for a fact are trying to make something happen. A lot of people get supported and they're doing absolutely nothing with the support that they get. A lot of people got 501c3s in the States. Am I right or wrong?
Oh yeah.
But what do they do?
Oh yeah.
What do they do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A lot of these people, they pocket the money. That's what they do. That's their extra cash.
Yeah.
They're using the culture as extra cash, and that's wrong. You know what I mean? Start a program, do something. Find somebody in Central America who you know for a fact you can support, that can develop young people. You know what I mean? That can have drumming classes, that can have music classes, and put that as a part of the 501c3 and make sure the people get paid to do it. That is the purpose. Some of us have all this knowledge, and at the end of the day, Aurelio charged $5,000 a show. A lot of Garifuna artists charge under 400. You got that damn right. So when I decide that I want to charge people 2,500, they say, oh, that's too much. Then I don't want to come do your show.
You know what, man? I like what Martin is talking about, but that's actually something that we can talk about on another show, because we're taking it to a whole different level, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, but that's actually another topic we can talk about on another level. This show right here is dedicated to Nuru. You know, I'll just have to just put that out there. This is dedicated to Nuru. As far as all that other stuff, I understand that. That's cool. And that's great. It's great history and it's a great topic. But I think that's something that we can set up a Zoom on and we can all talk about that.
Right, right. We can do that too.
Yeah, we can do that, talk about it. But not only do we talk about it, we have to be about it. I'm tired.
Yeah, we got to do something about it.
Yeah, I'm tired of the talking. We do enough talking. Now it's time to plant your foot and do something.
Right, right. So let's do something about it. That's what it's all about.
That's
we do what we got to do.
Yeah, let's
you know
cut
the
talking and do the damn thing. Period.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's make it work. You know what I mean? But like I said, man.
Go ahead.
You know, it was nice. It was nice. I know you enjoyed the information. You know, and the knowledge is. You know, it's all about being able to express yourself and give kudos to who you need to give kudos to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we do what we have to do not
Right.
for ourselves, but for our culture. Let's preserve our culture in whatever way we can. You know what I mean? Let's preserve our music.
Exactly.
Because if we don't, fact the facts, Nuru, my artist.
So, like I said, this is great conversation, and this is stuff that I do plan on getting into. This is like the edutainment part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My job is not just to entertain you as a DJ and come and play music and stuff like that. I want to broaden the horizon at the same time to educate you about Belize, educate you about the reason why it's important to be a Garifuna. Educating why it's so important on supporting us, on why we need to support each other. We need to support each other and quit talking about each other.
Right.
If we support each other more than we talk about each other, we would be a much better culture. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's what I would like to see. And again, that's on another subject, and that's for another show, and I'm willing to have that show. I'm willing to talk about it.
I was looking at this Garifuna Nation meeting that they were having. I just ended up on it because
Right.
I was at the hospital, and I was just sitting in the hospital parking lot because my wife's mom is not doing too well.
Mhm.
So I was like, you know what? I went on Facebook and I saw this Garifuna Nation conversation, and I was like, yo, this is one of the most marvelous conversations I've ever had in a long time.
Mhm.
And the thing is, and yet still we're having a hard time doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For us, there's just too much chief. You know what I mean? And no Indian. We need to have more Indians and just one chief. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And let the thing work.
Let it
You know what I
work.
mean? And we're not applying that knowledge. I know Chatouille was, like I said, Chatouille is the name, but who all was around Chatouille?
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Chatouille was the name. It's like TV Ramos was the name, but who all was working along with TV Ramos?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody who was great had to have a team.
Yes. I agree.
Had to have a team. So we have to understand that concept. You know what I mean? It takes a village to raise a child, but there's a madam in the village who we have to go to.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? There's an elder in the village who knows more than all of us, who makes a decision. That's what we need to go to.
That's right. You're so correct.
You know what
But
I mean?
listen,
So, and that's my concept.
Yep. Listen, man, I really
That's my
appreciate your
concept.
time. I really, really appreciate your time. This was awesome. Full a lot of knowledge, a lot of history.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the album. I'm looking forward to more from Nuru. I'm looking forward. I take $2 to $5. That's more than enough to get for Nuru to be able to continue with the Thursday Night Lives. Let's support him. Let's support him. And again, the Cash App is $GC Flo FLO, and I'll make sure that he gets all those donations.
All right, guys. I hope you had fun. I hope you all learned. When the album dropping, whenever we get enough money, bro. We gotta pay the engineers, man. The engineers, they don't do work for free, guys. We gotta make sure we book our studio time to get it mixed properly, and it's not an easy task. I mean, I'll be honest. The budget for the album is 10 grand. Why? It's because we want proper production, the best artwork, the best everything. We want to put it out. We want to make sure that when the album gets out there, it's something that the world can listen to. You know what I mean? We don't want to do the mediocre thing no more. That means we're doing album, video. Make sure everybody understand. Album, video, and we're making sure that we document everything. So we want that you could go on the website. You know what I mean? You could see all the information. You could even see. Oh, I wait for a Google song. Anyways. All right.
All right, family. I'll catch you another time, man.
I mean, you wanna goggle a song, brother? All right, put it like this. Send me some money. We put it towards the goggle production. I make sure that the goggle song come out fast.
There
You know what I mean? Because believe me, it costs, man. It costs. You know what I mean? Just for me to do one song came up to almost like $800 to do one song. You know what I mean? And that's just the recording part. I'm not talking about the mixing part yet, because it takes a little time. You know what I mean? You got to get engineering going, and then we still have to pay the musicians. And like I said, I want to do it properly. I don't want to half step or miss nothing. I don't want a repeat of Punta Cartel. I will never do that again.
Wow. Gotcha, man. You got experience, so you know what you're doing.
Yep. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to do that again. I will never, ever.
Wow.
Make sure that my musicians get paid. I will make sure that whatever they do, they get, because at the end of the day, it's their time, it's their talent. You know what I mean? I am just the writer of the song and the executor, but you have to remember, mechanical publishing is theirs. You know what I mean? I am the writer, and we have to make sure the producer. See, when you go to an engineer and you don't pay an engineer right, an engineer is not going to give you the best sound. He's going to give you what you pay for.
That's right. Garbage.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That is so right.
I'm just being real. You know what I mean? He's going to give you what you. And I don't. Hence the reason why you all haven't heard anything from me, because I will never ever undervalue myself. I will never. I mean, the work that I was doing on my own just because I wanted to make sure people understand. You know what I mean? So I am trying my best now to see. I'm seeking sponsorship to do one song, one video so far. I want to do 10 songs. 10 songs, 10 videos. You know what I mean? We just want Goggle to be out by Easter. That would lead us into whatever comes November, because we don't know what's going to happen this November, right or wrong?
Right.
We have no clue what's going to happen this November. Now, if we are ready for November, what do you think is going to happen?
Boom.
We could get Heartbeat to come to the States. We could have Heartbeat to Chicago. Heartbeat could do LA. Heartbeat could do Texas. Heartbeat could do Vegas. Heartbeat could do wherever we want. You understand me? So, bottom line, we're going to do what we have to do.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And my group, I have the most disciplined set of guys, man. I'll tell them, my guys are just super dope and loving. Ready to go anytime the time comes. You know what I mean? So just please, everybody understand, the guys are, they're patient right now because they're starting to see what could happen tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're not trying to compete with no band. Nah, we not do that. Because we know to play where everybody else play. We play with a different style, we do a different vibe. We're doing what we can do with what we have. You know what I mean? And as time goes by, of course, its sound is gonna change, it's gonna improve, you know, that's how it goes. You know what I mean? But we're about to travel with our very own engineer as well. As you all can see, every time we do a live, my engineer is always here playing with me. So you know what it means, right? Do what I have to do. You know what I mean? We're trying to start to make a stamp for ourselves. You know what I mean? We want to start recording all our lives and putting them out on YouTube. We want to do them live. When I say live, we want to buy a part for a mixing board. He already got the mixing board, but he don't have the part. In order for him to digitally do what he has to do, he needs that part. You know what I mean? That part right there, put that in the mixing board, and then the whole thing become a 32 track, multi-tracking, and yeah, we could ready. And the thing is, like I said, whatever I do, I don't do it for myself. Remember, there are other groups in Belize as well who at some point will want to be able, once they see something go to a level, they want to come up to that level too. So if one person does it, it's not going to benefit just Heartbeat. Yeah, benefit everybody. You understand me? And whenever he goes anywhere, you are going to start getting the sound that you all need to get. Straight up and down. I mean, a lot of times you all at home can't really enjoy the party like how you want to enjoy it, because it's not the same quality like if you listen to a Jay-Z live concert. You understand me? If you listen to a Don Chesina live concert, if you listen to a reggae live concert, come on. So we got to do what we got to do. Feel me? Anyways, it was good. It was good chatting to you guys.
Yeah,
It's
pal. Had a
Saturday.
great time, bro. Had a great time. I appreciate you.
My neighbor called me already and said, "Man, I got some barbecue over here because I know you didn't cook." So I'm gonna.
There you go. Don't forget the
So-
tortilla.
Yeah, and just remember, everybody, we're Easter Sunday. I'm gonna plug this in right now. We're working on a grand mega Easter Sunday, Holy Saturday. Holy Saturday show. We're trying to get as much bands and artists. We're gonna pre-record the show, right? We're gonna pre-record the show and we're gonna stream it Holy Saturday night. And the stream probably gonna last at least 5 or 6 hours because it's gonna be artist after artist after artist after artist. Please understand that whoever donates to it, we're gonna try and see how we could fit you in an ad. We're gonna do a video ad because we don't want to have that lead thing underneath it. We want to be able to have a video ad, whereas we could bring a DJ, make a DJ play, run the ads, then the next artist come on. You know what I mean? We want to do it really nice, and we're gonna upload it on YouTube so you can go back and watch it anytime you want. You're gonna have, this is how we're gonna do it, YouTube. You're gonna have each individual artist on YouTube have their own section. So if, for example, Super G come, you could, and you don't want to see the whole show, you can always just type in Super G, Holy Saturday, whatever, and you'll see Super G by itself. Now, if you want to see the whole thing, you could actually go and you could see the whole thing if you want as well. You could pick your artist. That's how we want to do it. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a task. I was supposed to be in a meeting with these guys today. I have a meeting with my organizers today. I think. Well, today is Chico Ramos's birthday, so I want to say I want to shout out Chico and say happy birthday to Chico Ramos today.
Happy birthday, Chico Ramos.
You know, you know what I mean? The man says he's still 47. I don't understand.
The man drink Kong soup, man.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I want to give a shout out to me, that leading legend, one of the biggest man in the business. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure I plug that in. But at the same time, like I said, we have Mohobob that's going to be on the show, Miami, Chico Ramos, Titiman Flores. So far, that package there has its own cast along with Sweet Pain Band. Then we're going to have Durs. We're going to have, I'm trying to get Consigo, trying to get Top Prick, trying to get everybody who is in the country, I believe, who do Garifuna music that night, because it's called a cultural explosion. Holy Saturday cultural explosion. And to get all these artists and bands in has its cost. We're gonna send out some letters to, the organizations here in Belize to see how we can garner support from them as well. Bellikin, Travelers, all these guys. We're gonna see how we can get some support from them. And if anybody outside would want to actually support the cause, please do, because honestly, musicians haven't made any money for a whole year.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, these guys are not working any way, shape, or form. And don't make nobody lie to one and say, well, I are right or lie. The good thing about it, most of us, because of our craft, we have excellent backbone as women. I could tell about me, and my wife is a teacher. And believe you me, by the time the end of the month come, even she has a teacher broke. Why? Because, there's nothing we can do. We got the skill, we got the craft, and so, but then because tourism is locked in, you don't have that extra cash. And we still have to pay light bill. We still have to pay, water bill. We still got to eat. All this stuff still have to happen. And I try to explain to people, it's not that you're begging, but you have to put your pride aside and make people understand this is what's going on with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? I bring in my musicians here, and again, if you say I bring in somebody, that's because I have extra money to try to pay them. That's because I know I want to hook up somebody. You know what I mean? Right. So it's not that easy, man. It's not an easy task. You know what I mean? But we do what we have to do, and then curfew on top of that.
Yeah.
We got curfew. It make it tougher, so we have to change the time. As the curfew time change, we change along with it. And I know some people don't watch because of the curfew. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Anyway, guys, peace out. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And I know you're gonna show some love at some point. So respect. Peace out.
Man, I appreciate the time, brother. Ayo.
Ayo.